So there was this dream that I forgot, but I was reminded from a TikTok video from a gentleman who was talking about AI and the AI takeover, like the data harvesting. Um, in this dream, it was like all these cities had like an oculus. There was like an eye that was like rotating inside of a black square cube, and this was considered the data centers. So in this dream last night, God was showing me how all these different cities, these smart cities, these even suburban areas, they have like a data center, and they're collecting all of the data from the people who like belong to the data center. These would be like the people that are like primed to take the mark of the beast. Their personalities and everything, like they're already kind of in this data bank for the new world order agenda. So like naturally and obviously, like someone like me, like I wouldn't necessarily be in it. I would be considered like a divergent. Like we're considered divergents, but it was like it was shown to me on a map, and it was this oculus inside of a cube that was kind of like just following like whatever, but it had all the data of all the people who belong to the new world order. Like they're going to take the mark of the beast, they're really like definitely going to take it. And it was like zooming out on a map, and it was showing me like all the data centers all over the world. And then, you know, I totally forgot about this part of my dream, but I opened up my TikTok today, and there was a gentleman talking about how the data harvesting, like data harvesting your entire personality, your entire identity into these data centers, that takes a lot of, you know, it's like a lot of bandwidth. It's like a big operation. And it says to me, the message I think is that like people are cooked. They're cooked. That's why if they put on an event that like pertains to your desires, like you're going to go to it, and like the data center already knows you're going to go to the event because they've profiled your entire personality and everything that you like, and you're part of the data bank. So they put on these different festivals, events, it could be movies, whatever, and they know you're going to flock to it because you're a part of the data center from the data that they've collected on a majority of people, and they put on these events based on like what people want to see and hear and experience. And then like they also know you're going to flock to it, but the data centers are also symbiotic with the data center in your mind. This is all AI. It's going to tell you to go to the event. So, you know, it could be a possible genocide in this regard because of the way they've collected people's personalities into a chip, and then they're now in a symbiotic relationship with the data center and then the chip, which is already in your head. Neuralink is bullshit. It's already in your head. Neuralink is total propaganda for the fact that no, your brain is already a chip. Like the people that are going to take the mark of the beast, their brains are already chipped up. So the brain's going to tell them to go to the event, and they're going to create perhaps a genocidal event or a type of enslavement event, like a type of Hitler Holocaust event. So I don't think this really pertains to like anybody who watches my channel, but if you're trying to understand like what's going on in the world and you wonder why people are so robotic and so easily distracted by the events around them, it's because the data has been collected on them, and then they've got a symbiotic relationship, and then they're going to go to it, and then like it's creating a holocaust for them. So this is the like perhaps the genocidal event. This is perhaps how it's going to go down. And these little data centers are all throughout the world, and then if you zoom out, they're all over the place. And, you know, that's kind of why you feel like you're living in a dead internet. You know, the dead internet theory, like dead internet people. Weird, huh? Interesting, huh? Who knows when it's actually going to happen, but scroll through your comments. Cool that you were talking about this. I want to show you something. Data center, like most other, integrated into the remains for a community system. Communism, right? I want to point out this is modern day communism using technology for America. America, I think, is the only country who never had its communist revolution. So this is the communist revolution. So you would either be flagged as somebody who's like down with the get down, or you're flagged as a divergent and you're not really on their radar, but they'll put you on their radar for other things like persecution. NSA, it's underground. I have lots of footage. Well, James Casbolt told me that the NSA is actually not a real organization. So he sent me a package and it took like so long. It was so weird. The package took so long to get to me. And it was so weird. We were like, why in the world is this taking as long as it's taking? Because he sent me a package in the past and then he sent me another package. And this one was taking so freaking long after Czechoslovakia bought the UK postal service. And when I received the package, there was huge red marker letters on the package that said, that was like somebody took a huge red marker and wrote NSA on the package. And so I showed him, like, maybe this is why it was taking so long, was because it was a package from James Casbolt in UK to me in the United States. We are like these people that are profiled as threats to national security, which is super ironic because it couldn't be further from the truth in the eyes of God. And he laughed and he said the NSA isn't actually like a real organization. It's like a nonsense organization. He's like, it doesn't even exist anymore. So it could be kind of like rogue, what you're saying, if you're like pretending the NSA still exists. It could be like a rogue operation at this point, but yeah, I didn't know that about the NSA. Like, you sort of like don't really hear about it anymore, but yeah, he's like, the NSA has been like basically dissolved. So whatever that was likely just like a petty threat, like a petty threat. So dumb, so dumb. Doesn't matter. Like, that's the thing with the will of God. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, people threaten my life on a daily basis. I just like, that doesn't matter. Whatever. Like, doesn't matter. Like, these are petty threats, right? It's not gonna happen. It will. So dumb. So dumb. We're cooked, man. We're cooked. We're so cooked. We're just so cooked. That's the main message here, is we're so cooked. All right. That's it for now. Check you later. Have a good night.